Chanel, their quality, the company, in my opinion, is going down. Let's talk about it.
Rippling trim around the edges, gaps at the top of the heel, and this wavy sole line is just not it. Are things looking up from there? No, they are not. They have a jersey material with ironed on shiny letters. I can already see them peeling up at the edges, and the jersey's already pilling.
Okay, so I've been seeing so many videos online where people are just basically really upset with how Chanel is going. They recently just laid off thousands and thousands of workers, people who work at Chanel, and now the influencers are talking about it.
Chanel, the fashion house, is laying off. That is right. You heard me. Chanel's laying off. This is why people are buying the Workin and DH gating. I think the gaslighting of there's nothing to see here, the economy's fine, is over. Because luxury retail, which is always the last thing to go, is falling. Olympus has fallen. They've cut 70 jobs in the US. They announced this days ago, and it's tight. So, but alas, if you are buying dupes right now, I have no judgment for you. This economy's rough, but we are going to make it. It's going to be a great 2025. So just buckle up. The ride will be bumpy, but we will get to the destination. But also, I'm a very big fan of Chanel, but I will say the $10,000 bag and the attempt to compete with Hermes was really pushing it. And I really do believe that the brand priced out some of its customer base. And I will say the brands who have affordable things at their stores are gonna survive. So you need items that are a few $100s or even a few thousand for that matter. So we'll see what happens. Breaking news, Chanel, the fashion house.
But I've also been noticing that Chanel has been trying to pivot, and based on the bad press that they've been receiving lately, now they have Kylie Jenner spend the morning with me, and they have Kylie Jenner like doing a runway show or at a runway show, kind of just to drive a younger demographic to be into Chanel. And the thing is, Chanel is a private company, so we don't get to see some of their numbers, or a lot of their numbers actually. But what I'm seeing online is that there is a lot of just discourse of the company as a whole. Now, I do love Chanel. I have some stuff, let me show you what I have here. And I have things like these, but I do believe that Chanel has really priced themselves out of the market. And before, I used to just be like, oh, it's just a Chanel bag, I have to. And now I'm just like, girl, oh, it's so precious. Oh, girl, it's like, who cares? This brand has priced themselves out of the market. When you can get a bag like one of those is the same cost as a Birkin bag, what are you doing? And you know, I remember when it was COVID season, prices went up on a lot of luxury. And the conversation was, we had to increase our prices due to demand, and you know, raw materials are harder to get now. Okay, fine, people let it slide, they still bought. But then prices kept going higher and then higher and higher. And I believe they got too greedy. And now they have priced themselves out.
It's a $7,000 Chanel bag, and it literally fell.
So I came across this video, and the creator is saying she paid $7,000 for a Chanel bag that essentially fell apart. She's definitely not the first person to say this, as a lot of people have been complaining about Chanel's quality going downhill. I'm gonna explain to you guys why that happens, particularly with a luxury brand, but before that, I wanna address one of the comments I saw on her page. This was the comment that stood out to me, and it says, luxury is not equal to quality. While that may be the case with certain designer brands now, luxury, in fact, was supposed to equal quality. That was an element of it. We all know that part of the reason people purchase luxury items is for the legacy name. Associated with that legacy name was an element of an elevated quality. With that, consumers were willing to pay more for a quality that is supposed to be superior. As we can see with the Chanel of yesteryear versus the Chanel of today, that in fact was the case. This is why you see a lot of people saying now that they only shop vintage Chanel, because there's a difference, a clear difference in the quality. For me personally, this is one of the reasons why I like to shop vintage. Because of what I do, I'm a stickler for quality and construction. If you look at vintage jewelry, vintage accessories, vintage clothing, the quality was completely different. There's a reason why you can shop vintage items 30 to 40 years later and that quality is still holding up. A lot of legacy brands now have that name, but the quality element is missing, and here's what changed. Any garment or any accessory that is being produced for mass market has to go through quality and testing. This goes from high end to low end. On a brand that's considered high end, your quality and testing process is supposed to be more intensive. That process is also factored into the cost of the item. The problem that we're seeing with designer brands now is that the prices have gone up, but the quality and testing procedures that once were considered more rigorous have gone out of the door or been watered down completely. This is why you can have a Chanel bag with the logo glued on, which is absolutely crazy, or a Chanel bag with a logo that is punched on but not properly secured and falls off completely. Again, crazy. If you think about who these luxury consumers were 30 to 40 years ago, if you have something like a Chanel bag with the logo falling off, that's something that just wouldn't have worked. Why it wouldn't have worked is because that consumer came from an era where quality was key. I think one of the reasons why there's such a drastic change with quality now is because consumers nowadays aren't really as well versed in quality. With that, you had the quality of designer goods gradually going downhill until it became a big old bowl of audacity blatantly in your face. Another factor is the introduction of fast fashion. Now, designer goods are designer goods and they have their own lane, but with the introduction of fast fashion, you have a lot of retailers that feel the need to produce goods at a faster pace. Think instant gratification. With that, goods are being produced at a faster pace, quality and brand procedures are not being adhered to, and the thing that takes the biggest hit, quality.
Everyone in their mind, I always say this, has an imaginary number of what they will pay for something. And the number for me is different number for you. And you'll go into a store and you'll say, oh my God, I like this bag. How much is it? And you'll open up the bag, little petite mon, you're like, oh, okay, 3,000. Oh, you know what? Oh, I think I can do that, right? And then a couple years later, you go back and that same bag is 5,000. And you're like, whoa, no. And I have done that. I literally went inside Burberry. That's another brand that's struggling to sell something. And I'll go into these stores. I'll go into Chanel. I'll go into Louis Vuitton. I'll go to Burberry, Montclair. And they'll bring me backpacks. They'll bring me bags. And they're like, here, check this out. And I'm like, that's the same bag you showed me last time. As a matter of fact, when I was in Dallas, matter of fact, when I was in New York, matter of fact, when I was in Miami, y'all showed me the same bag. Y'all can't sell that bag to save your life. And you keep showing it. And this, I don't even start in the jewelry. I ain't go on and on about this because I'm very passionate about it.
Chanel is truly disturbing to all of my senses. And I know I'm coming in strong, but let's get into it. Take a look at our first subject. To start, we have rippling trim around the edges, gaps at the top of the heel, and this wavy sole line is just not it. Are things looking up from there? No, they are not. We have a jersey material with ironed on shiny letters. I can already see them peeling up at the edges, and the jersey is already pilling. We also have a black option, which seems to have all the same issues. And here's a little peek at the price of these. Now we have a pair of espadrilles. Trim is literally hanging on by a thread, actually. Frankly, 2 options of the jersey material were more than enough, but here we go again. If someone told me these were real, I wouldn't believe them. I'll make one caveat in this video. The classic slingbacks seem to be okay. The leather feels nice and everything looks to be where it's supposed to be. I thought these were an interesting design, but the shoe did not move. This seemed more like a sculpture than something to actually go on your feet. And same with these 2 variations here. There seems to be a theme here. These classic ballet flats felt buttery as always. Espadrille number 2, you can see inside the sole. There's definitely a joke there. And it's already fraying and coming apart. And this top white leather piece is peeling up. I figured that was enough of that. And I went over to Louis Vuitton and I actually found some really cool things, which are in a previous video.
And it really frustrates me because, you know, the definition of luxury is something in which the poor cannot afford. That is the definition. With that being said, I go into some of these stores now and I'm like, there's nothing here for $50. There's nothing here for $100. What is that? What is going on? And because sometimes we buy gifts for people that we don't like, okay? It's just like, I want to buy them a gift. I don't really like them that much. So, you know, I'll get them this right here. But all that to say this is I really don't think that when it comes to Chanel, that they're as financially healthy as we like to believe, all right? I'm just saying that. I feel like they have dropped the ball. I think that the makeup and fragrance is basically keeping them in business at this point. I got receipts coming in right now about Chanel. Now, if Chanel invited me to a show, yes, I would attend if they pay for it. If Chanel wants to hire me for a consultant fee, absolutely, I can turn that company around. But the prices have got to come down on certain things because you have priced yourself out of things. To go buy Chanel Blue fragrance and almost pay $200 for something, it's insane. You're not Baccarat Rouge. And it's about knowing your place, stay in your lane. and developing new items and new categories to get people in the store. If they came out with, I don't know, maybe like a bandeau or a scarf and heavily push these collectible scarves for $100, easy, okay? When you want to collect them all, type of vibe. You people would go into the store for that one thing and come out with something else. Maybe a shoe, maybe a fragrance. But it's almost like Chanel and Louis and Hermes, it's like they're all looking to see who's gonna be the first one to take a staple bag and decrease the price on it. And I don't think any of them want to do that. I think if they do that, they're gonna be looking at each other like, you might, that shows you're not doing too good. And don't even get me started. I have it right here too. Louis Vuitton. That's another one we're gonna get started on, because for you to have, where did I get it? Alma bag. For you to have something like this, like the little Alma bag, or like this whole Takashi Murakami drama. Like, can I tell you how upset I was with this collection? Like, it really just like pissed me off, guys. Let me tell you why. I was so excited for this collection, and I know a lot of very, very wealthy people, and they were like, hey, I just went to my boutique. I was only able to get this and this. If you see this at your store, can you mind buying it for me? Because I really want that bag. I was like, yeah, I'm on my way right now, because I want some things, baby. I went to Louis Vuitton. I stood in the line. When I walked in there, I told the sales associate, I want to buy the Takashi Murakami collection. What do you have? She was like, I said, no. Get your phone, get your little iPhone, type it in, let me see the inventory, because I want to buy most of it today. Girl, she pulls it up. All she had was a scarf, a scrunchie, a card holder. I'm like, that's it? This collection just came out today. What are you doing? Where's the collection? I'm here to shop. That's all we have. That's all we're gonna get. What? Okay, I'll take one of each. Give me the stupid scarf. Give me the stupid scrunchie. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my other video here on YouTube, because I did the full unboxing of it. And if you don't want to watch it there, go on TikTok. I made a full unboxing of it there, right? In the store on TikTok. Here on YouTube, I brought the bag home. And even then, I went back the next day. I was able to get a return. Somebody returned something. I was able to get that. Even though they didn't tell me it was a return, but you already know. I know the tea, girl. That's how you're gonna tell me you don't have anything Monday, and I go Tuesday. You're all sold out Monday. I go Tuesday, and you have some bag that happened to be in the back. Girl, bye. Got that one. And upon further investigation, I was like, where's the box? Where's the bear and the ribbon and the collaboration of the bag that makes it so coveted? And I'm a collector. I collect the bag, the shopping bag. I collect the ribbon. It's a moment. It separated itself from the saffron bags you always get at Louis Vuitton, right? We don't have a bag. We're sold out. We don't have any. Girl, I'm about to just buy it online, girl. Because the Takashi Murakami collection was such a letdown for me. Because I was so excited for it, I envisioned myself buying so much of it. And then to get there and it's like scraps was mind blowing. Then, not to mention how much money LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy poured into the Kusama launch, which was a flop. So stupid. Kusama literally is like a museum, okay? It's sleepy, it's boring. Give me the pumpkin bag with the dots, okay, great. Whatever, right? Kusama did not need a breath of fresh air. She did not need it. All the money that they poured into Kusama should have been a very small launch. 3 weeks, in and out, really easy. 3 or 4 little bags, gone. Takashi Murakami, it's not museum. That is street, it's culture, it's young, it's fresh, it's vibrant. It needed a longer collection. That was a fly-by-night cash grab. It came and it went. And people, the generation today, don't even know about it. Because when I was around, that Takashi Murakami, you saw celebrities with it. There were parties. It was like a culture phenomenon. It lasted. It was in store for a while. And people talked about it. It was different. It was fun. And now it was just like gone today, here tomorrow. It didn't even last. Then they're on to the next collab so fast. And I'm just like, wait. You should have had more stock of Takashi Murakami Rainbow Collection. You really should. Because this is crazy. And you're doing it at the beginning of the year? This was a celebration. How about the end of the year? The timing was wrong. It seems like some French guy high up at LVMH was looking like, oh yeah, Takashi's gonna do, we put all that money into Kusama. Let's not put that much into Takashi. I'm like, oh my my God, y'all are so backwards. And don't even get me started on Pharrell Williams over there. Like, come on, it's like, oh my God. It's so frustrating to see things as a no-brainer and you just see companies make mistake after mistake after mistake. It really is. It's not brain science here. They're just bags, girl. Luxury bags. And don't even get started on the craftsmanship. But listen, back to Chanel. I used to say, oh, I look like hell, let me go to Chanel. No, now as I look like hell, let me go to anywhere else. It's just not fun anymore. It's not fun anymore to have about maybe $300, $400, $500 in your pocket and you just want to splurge and go to Chanel and buy something. No, I remember I used to go to the Chanel boutiques and they used to have a makeup section there along with the bag. When I go to Hermes, I see the bags, I see the home, I see the makeup, I see the fragrances, all in one-stop shop at the standalone Hermes store. You go to the Chanel boutique, they're lucky they have any fragrances in stock, and then just bags and shoes, bandos, glasses, and it's like, where's the makeup? Why isn't there a makeup boutique inside all the Chanel? It does not make sense to me. It's all backward. And so when I look at Chanel laying off 30,000 people, I'm like, well, I don't feel bad because Chanel, you did it to yourself. You spend millions of dollars on influencers no one's even heard of. And they're all Asian demographic. When you have influencers here in America, Rich Love, that you could easily, and it's like, it just makes no sense. They pick and they choose and it's wrong every time. It's like, if we can't choose wrong, how are we gonna be wrong? And you know what? There is no apology. I don't need one, neither do you, because the market, they will see that the banks and the money is not coming in. Chanel will see that you are not buying. You vote with your wallet. Every single one of you vote with your wallets by the things you pick and choose and buy. Right here, I have this Chanel mascara. I think it was like $30, $40 sitting up here. I'm pretty sure it's dried up. I just have it up here just for review purposes. Will I rebuy? Nah. Why? Dior has a mascara out. Fenty Beauty has a mascara out. Huda Beauty, Guerlain, Cicely Paris. Keep going. It's like they're not getting me excited. And the tube alone is just, it's just sad. And you know what Chanel does? They up the prices. We're doing so bad. Let's up the price. We're doing so bad. Spend millions of dollars on some Chinese girl we've never even heard of, but y'all say she's popular. I've seen it. I sit there and I'm like, I'll be on scrolling on social media and I'll see some Chinese girl and she's draped in Chanel at the fashion show front row and they give her the bags and they give her things. She makes a little TikTok video. I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's her engagement? What is going on? Why I don't understand why Chanel keeps pandering to the Asian demographic. If they continue, Chanel continues to fail and bring in the money. It's because, and I know why they do it, because Asia, the whole entire country as Asia, spends the most money on luxury goods. When we talk about the Asian community, they spend the most money on luxury goods. Maybe it's because there's much more of that demographic on this planet than they are minorities and Mexicans and Americans and blacks and whites, maybe. But at this time, I think that even the Asian demographic is getting bored of Chanel. And if the Asian demographic is getting bored of Chanel, Chanel is gonna be in trouble every time. And it's just sad. And I've seen it before. I'll go into a luxury store and it would be an Asian man or Asian woman will always get help first. Because statistically, the numbers don't lie. They spend. And that has nothing to do with any racism or anything like that. It's just statistics, right? If the sales associate job is to sell, and they're on commission base, and they know that demographically, statistically, the Asian community spends more on luxury goods than blacks and Hispanics and whites, and they see a black, Hispanic, and white walk to the door and an Asian, they're gonna go to the Asian first. That's a no-brainer. But it's when the Asian demographic starts to get bored and you start to upset the Asian demographic. And for those of you in the comment who are rolling your eyes about what I'm saying, go to Chanel, go to Louis Vuitton on Chinese New Year. The website's decorated for Chinese New Year's, Year of the Snake. And there's envelopes. There's no Black History Month celebration on the website. There's no Spanish celebration on the website. There's no Caucasian celebration on the website. They cater to the Asian demographic every time. And that's fine. That's just the way of the world. I'm not here to change it, or it is what it is. With that being said, I think that Chanel has priced themselves out of the market. Again, I will repeat that. They went too far and they're not giving us any, and they're not giving, and when they did these, this was the standard size of the Chanel compacts, right? When Chanel, I remember, I never forget, I think I saw it online or something. I went to the boutique, they had this big, jumbo, size of my head for like $100 or something like that. I'm like, oh, they're adding more product, making it bigger to make it, oh, I knew what they're doing. Because you have Charlotte Tilbury did something like, you see how big this is? Look, let me show you. See how big this pan is? Charlotte Tilbury? You see how big? And these are these are bronzers. See how small? Chanel? Charlotte was like, we're gonna give you bigger. Chanel did the same thing. You go to a Chanel beauty boutique, you can see something like this size. And it's beautiful. When you close it, you got the big Chanel compact, right on it. It's beautiful, but it's a little bit too late. They just keep copying everybody. Again, it's like, come wake up, people. And I feel so bad because I love Chanel, but it's just sad. It's like watching somebody you love just make mistakes, and you're just like, I love you at a distance, girl. Love you at a distance. And then when they do have something viral, oh, never in stock, always sold out. It's very interesting. And then the controversies, they don't have that many of them. Controversies drive sales. You know, Chanel needs to release a purple highlighter that doesn't fit nobody's shade range. People get upset about it. Then they drop a new foundation. People get excited about it because it's so many shades. And it's like that. And I keep talking about the beauty aspect because a lot of people can't afford a $7,000 bag by Chanel, but they can afford the $50 powder, you know? And so they're buying a piece of the brand by spending little, you know, $30, $40, $50, $200 here and there, and they feel part of that community. But I think Chanel is failing even in that aspect. Not to mention, recently, Louis Vuitton, Burberry, and Gucci has did a full remodel of their stores, of their flagship location. Chanel, still boring. Same carpet. I went to Burberry, I went to Louis Vuitton, I went to Gucci. Open concept, marble floors, space. It just felt, oh wow, fresh air in here. You go to Chanel, same stuffy carpet, same tweed couches. Come on. That's another indicator that their brand doesn't have that much money. And the boutiques, they just get smaller and smaller and smaller. It's very sad to see, but you know, if you enjoyed these videos, I have many more in the vault locked up. If you do like them, leave a like, leave a comment. Drive engagement. I mean, if you guys are not liking and commenting, I'm not gonna post these videos. I'll talk about something else. But you got to be engaged into this conversation. And I'm talking about share it on Twitter, tag me on Instagram, follow me, send me messages, stuff like that. Let me know you like videos and I'll keep them going. Anyways, guys, this is Rich Lex with the hottest celebrity news and gossip on.